Imagine an armada crossing an uncharted ocean, an angry Parisian mob tearing through a royal palace, and a tense war room finalizing peace. The launch of Ferdinand Magellan's expedition, the violent collapse of the French monarchy, and the surrender of Imperial Japan occur centuries apart, yet they share an exact coordinate in time. We usually study history as a horizontal timeline, reading left to right across the centuries. But dates themselves are just arbitrary markers, simply the Earth returning to the exact same position in its orbit around the Sun. If we stop moving horizontally and instead take a vertical core sample of history, drilling straight down through a single day across thousands of years, we expose a different kind of pattern. Slicing through August 10th stacks our drive to explore, our breaking points against power, and our efforts to heal into a single, dense column of time. On August 10, 1519, 5 ships slipped out of Seville, Spain, under the command of Ferdinand Magellan. The initial objective was to find a western sea route to the Spice Islands. The reality became a grueling, multi-year voyage that would ultimately complete the very first continuous circuit of the Earth, proving the daunting scale of our oceans. Fast forward exactly 471 years to August 10, 1990. Humanity crossed a new frontier, arriving in orbit around a different sphere entirely. This is a radar map of the planet Venus. The NASA spacecraft that captured it was designed to pierce through the planet's thick, toxic atmosphere and reveal the alien topography below. That spacecraft was named Magellan. The urge to chart unknown territory persists across millennia. Over 4 centuries, the only things that evolved were the vehicles we built and the distance we were willing to travel. August 10th also tracks a distinct cycle of political fracture. In the summer of 1792, the French Revolution reached a boiling point when an armed, furious Parisian mob stormed the Tuileries Palace. The siege was a bloodbath. The king's Swiss guards were systematically massacred, and Louis XVI was taken into custody, effectively breaking the back of the French monarchy and ensuring the birth of a republic. A century earlier, on August 10, 1680, indigenous populations in North America reached a similar boiling point. The Pueblo Revolt erupted, successfully driving the entrenched Spanish colonizers out of New Mexico. And on August 10, 1920, the Treaty of Sevres was signed. After centuries of dominance, the mighty Ottoman Empire was formally dissolved, its vast borders fractured and partitioned by the Allied powers of World War I. When oppressed populations organize, or geopolitical realities finally catch up with aging empires, the resulting collapse is sudden and total. Time and again, August 10th has served as the breaking point. Looking at this front-page headline from 1945, the word peace dominates the ink. On August 10th, the Japanese government transmitted a message to the Allies, formally announcing they would accept the terms of the Potsdam Declaration. The surrender effectively ended the violence of the Pacific War, but it came with one crucial condition. The agreement could not prejudice the sovereign prerogatives of Emperor Hirohito. 43 years later, on August 10, 1988, the United States government addressed a different casualty of that same war. During the conflict, thousands of Japanese Americans were forced from their homes and incarcerated in internment camps, forced to wear physical identification tags. Seeking to rectify this domestic trauma, President Ronald Reagan signed the Civil Liberties Act into law, officially apologizing on behalf of the nation and mandating $20,000 reparation payments to the survivors. A single calendar day acts as the staging ground for humanity's deadliest conflicts, while simultaneously hosting our formal, desperate attempts to close the books on those exact same traumas and make systemic amends. There is no cosmic alignment or astrological weight connecting a 16th century explorer to a 20th century space probe, or a French mob to an American reparations bill. This chronological overlap simply exposes the mathematical density of our existence. If you drill straight down into any of the 365 squares on a calendar, you will find a similar strata of world-altering events stacked neatly on top of each other. A single coordinate in the Earth's orbit contains the absolute extremes of our behavior, from the brutal massacres of royal guards to the quiet scientific triumph of mapping an alien world. History isn't a museum piece, it's a living accumulation. This date is just one coordinate. We've explored, rebelled, or settled our accounts, and as the Earth completes its next rotation, we're simply adding the next layer to the stack.